A young man, Jason, lives on a beautiful island. He has a friend, a mermaid, whom he met in the shallow waters. Even though the island is beautiful, it has its dangers. The mountain has very high peaks and steep cliffs. He has been tempted to climb it, but he's too comfortable where he is now. Why mess it all up? Why make all the effort and take the risk? One day, he noticed something sparkly in the bushes. It was an old lamp. He took the lamp and rubbed it. Suddenly, a genie appeared from it. The genie introduced herself as Harmony. "Thank you for freeing me. In return, I will grant you one wish. Anything you want or need, your wish is my command."
Hi, Harmony. It is so nice to meet you. I do have one wish. I'm not sure whether I should climb the mountain or not. For the past few weeks, this decision has been hanging over me like a dark cloud. Can you tell me what to do?
Are you sure you want to use your wish to get advice on a decision? Why is it such a difficult decision?
Well, it all started when I saw this incredible pot of gold on top of that mountain. It would be amazing to get it. I am healthy and generally happy with my life, but it would also be really nice to never have to worry about money ever again. And then there's also the nasty alligator in the lake. It seems to be getting closer and closer to my campsite every day. If I don't climb up that mountain, I fear there is a real risk that I will be eaten. The pot of gold makes me want to climb the mountain. The alligator means I need to climb it to get to a safer or just a better place.
But that sounds like an easy decision. You want and need to climb the mountain.
Yes, but there are also two good reasons not to climb the mountain. Firstly, I'm actually quite comfortable in my current situation. I am happy and healthy. If I decide to climb, my friend, the mermaid, won't be able to join me. It will be awful to have to leave her behind. I don't think I will ever get a friend like her again. And secondly, there are the high and dangerous cliffs on the mountain. It will take a major effort to climb it, and I can easily fall and break my leg or even my neck. Surely, I need to protect myself against the risk of needing crutches for the rest of my life. It feels like it's an impossible decision. Can you please tell me what to do? That is my only wish.
Unfortunately, I can't tell you what to decide, but if you wish, I can teach you how to make such impossible decisions.
That will be amazing. How do I start?
The secret method I will teach you has just 5 simple steps. Each of the 5 steps was designed to help you prevent one of 5 decision mistakes we all make. It's called the ProConCloud method. Ready to start?
Yes, I'm ready. But how will I remember the 5 steps?
Well, the good news is you don't have to. Here is a tablet that has the Harmony Decision Maker app on it. The app will guide you through each of the 5 steps. In step 1, you simply type in what is the problem or decision you are facing and why it's important to you and those you care about.
That's easy. My dark cloud is that I don't know whether to climb the mountain or not. It's important because if I make a bad decision, it could haunt me for the rest of my life, and it could also hurt those I care about.
Okay, step 1 ensures you don't waste time stressing about a problem or decision that's not important. In step 2, we want to make sure you don't simply jump to a solution, but take the time to understand the change versus no change decision conflict you are facing.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't want to overreact and climb the mountain and then regret it later. My decision conflict is clear. On the one hand, I want and need to climb the mountain, but on the other hand, I also feel pressure not to climb it.
Good job. To complete step 2, you should think about the unique positives or pros and unique negatives or cons for each of these 2 options.
Okay, the unique pro of climbing is that I can get the pot of gold that will make me so wealthy I'll never have to worry about money ever again. And the unique con of climbing is the crutches, the major effort to climb the mountain without knowing that I can make it, and the risk of falling while trying and breaking a leg or something worse.
And what are the unique pros and cons of your no change option of not climbing?
The unique pro of not climbing is that I can stay with my one and only friend, the mermaid. And the unique con of not climbing is that I will have to face the alligator every day.
Great job. After completing step 2, are you able to see how to use the ProConCloud method to answer why we sometimes procrastinate in making good changes or might overreact and make a bad change?
Yes, I can see that we will procrastinate if we ever have an exaggerated fear of losing our comforts, like my friendship with the mermaid. Or we have an exaggerated fear of the effort or risk of a change like climbing the mountain.
And how can the ProConCloud help you understand why you or someone else might overreact and make a bad change?
I can see that we might overreact if we have an exaggerated fear of, or frustration with the alligator, or if we have an exaggerated expectation of the size of the pot of gold.
Excellent observations. You're right. Now you are ready for the next step. In step 3, we should not make the mistake of assuming that the only way to resolve conflicts is to compromise. By compromising, we will have to give up something we really want or have to live with something we really did not want. In step 3, you will discover 4 new win-win options to resolve your decision conflict by thinking about what you can add rather than what you have to give up.
But Harmony, how will I know what to add to create new options?
No need to worry. All you have to do is just answer a few simple questions for each option. For example, I called the first option Change plus plus. The change, climbing the mountain in your case, is not possible or viable as long as you have to give up your mermaid or face the effort and risk of the crutches. So what can you add? The first plus, so you don't have to give up the mermaid. And what can you add? The second plus, so you don't have to face the effort or risk of the crutches. These 2 pluses are the 2 things you can add to transform the impossible into possible, or the non-viable into viable.
Well, for the first plus, I could build a harness to carry the mermaid on my back. And for the second plus, I suppose I can train to reduce the effort and risk of climbing.
Great! See, it's easy to make breakthroughs. You just have to be asked the right questions. Let's explore the second option. I called it No Change plus plus. The no change, not climbing the mountain in your case, is not possible or viable as long as you have to give up the pot of gold or facing the danger of the alligator. As before, what can you add, the first plus, so you can still get the pot of gold? And what can you add, the second plus, so you don't have to face the danger of the alligator?
Okay. For the first plus, I could search for a pot of gold at the base of the mountain, because there might be others. And for the second plus, I suppose I could give the alligator fish in exchange for my safety.
Great! Now, let's explore the third option. I call it when plus when not. We could also resolve the conflict if we can identify the condition under which we should definitely change, and the condition under which we definitely shouldn't change. Something like, as long as this condition is true, I should not climb, but as soon as that condition changes, then I should climb.
Well, it may sound a bit harsh, but if I no longer want to be friends with the mermaid, then I go for it. The other condition for me to go for it is if I can find a faster and safer way to the top of the mountain. If the conditions become true, then I should go. If not, I should stay.
Good. Now, the fourth and final option to explore. I call it another change. This requires that you focus on what pros you really want to have and what cons you really don't want, and see if there is not another way to achieve this.
There might be another option that doesn't involve climbing versus not climbing. I've heard from the mermaid there could be a treasure on the neighboring island. We could swim there and check if it is true. That could be fun. There might be some other risks I should consider before I do that.
Actually, that is what step 4 is about. But before we move to step 4, you have to decide which of the 4 options you will try first. A simple and powerful way to decide which option is best is to ask yourself which of the 4 options will have the biggest upside if it works, and the smallest downside if it doesn't.
I think the first option, change plus plus, has the biggest upside if it works, and the smallest downside if it doesn't.
Very good. You see, each of the 4 new options you've created will have some yes buts, some concerns that the option might not be enough to be a win for everyone, or that it could have some unplanned negative consequences, or that there simply could be some implementation obstacles that could block its implementation. The key is not to use any of these as excuses to not try that option, but also not to simply ignore them.
And how will I achieve this?
Well, in step 4, you will use your own or others' yes buts to turn the option you've selected into an even better option by identifying the yes ands that will prevent or overcome each of the yes buts. Can you think of any reasons, any yes buts, why the selected option might fail and how you can prevent this from happening? The yes ands.
I'm thinking about my selected change plus plus option. My only yes but is that I am a little worried that carrying the mermaid on my back will increase the effort and risk of climbing.
And what is your yes and? How can you overcome this yes but?
My yes and is that I can add wheels to the harness so I can pull her behind me. That will require much less effort and will also reduce the risk of falling or failing.
Good job. Now, the app will do step 5 for you. It will summarize your whole analysis and decision, so you can save it and share it, so others can contribute to it or learn from it. Then the final step is to just do it. You've done enough thinking and planning. Now it's time for action.
Thank you so much, Harmony, for teaching me the ProConCloud method. Not only have you helped me evaporate my dark cloud, but you've taught me a step-by-step process to evaporate any dark cloud I will face in my life in the future. Harmony, will I ever see you again?
Yes, whenever you need me. Just open the Harmony Decision Maker app on your tablet or smartphone, and I will be there to help you evaporate your dark clouds, to bring the harmony back in your life. Good luck.